God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allen, and you're listening to Gimme a Whole podcast.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Gimme a Whole Wrestling podcast. My name is Ant, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. This Wednesday sees the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal happen on AEW Dynamite, and I thought, what a perfect opportunity to do a top 5 picks video on who I think should win it. I'm going to go in ascending order on who I think is least likely to win it up to number 1. But all of these have a great shout to win it. And I'm going to try and give my reasons. But actually, it's a conversation, dude. So, write down in the comments below who you think should win the Diamond Ring. It'd be great to hear either your list or what you thought of this list and stuff like that. Write it down in the comments down below and like and share the video if you want to see more rock and roll. I might do more of these in the future. Gets enough traction. So let's see if you enjoy it, dudes. First of all, the current winner of the AEW Diamond Ring is MJF. Let's see who I've got at number 5 to be the winner of the 2021 Battle Royale. It's MJF. Look, he's done a great job the past 2 years holding this, and AEW is not afraid of doing long-term storytelling. There's a lot of good reasons for it to stay with MJF, and there's a lot of good reasons for it to move on with someone else, which I hope to be able to give you later on in the video. But MJF has done a great job with it, and he has won some big moments with it. His match against Darby Allin, he beat him with that. What if he was to keep the Diamond Ring going into this match against CM Punk? Could that be how he bests CM Punk? And even more interestingly, I think, what if he was to go against Adam Page and was to win the AEW World title with the Dynamite Ring being his help or backup? And what if we tell this story next year? So it goes to someone else different when MJF is in a title reign. What if the weakness of his title reign comes from no longer having the ring? I think there's something really interesting there that AEW could play off, and it'd be interesting to see if they do, or if now is the time to give it to someone else. And speaking of someone else, let's go straight into number 4. So this one was difficult because I was thinking about heels that could really use the Diamond Ring, because the Diamond Ring is such a heel gimmick. And there was one name that I thought stood out a little bit more, but there's people like Ricky Starks could do great stuff with it. I'm sure that Matt Hardy having the Diamond Ring, it'd certainly help him sort of in matches and stuff like that. And there's some great stories that can be told with that. But I think there's a really good story to be had with this heel, and that is Adam Cole, Bay. Now, the reason I say this is because now that Kenny Omega has sort of gone off, taken some time off from injury, Adam Cole's status in the Elite is climbing. Maybe when Kevin Steen comes to join them in the future, Adam Cole needs something to make sure that he's on the top of that Elite faction. Maybe if he does manage to push out Kenny Omega, it's Adam Cole that stays on top. And what if it was the Diamond Ring that gave him that power within the Elite? I think there's some interesting stories there. We know that Adam Cole's a great worker. We know that he can do something with this. And whilst it'd be gimmicky, it doesn't necessarily remove from the quality of the matches. And actually, I think that's one of the things that I've enjoyed about MJF's run. Whilst the win on Darby for certain was a really cheap way of winning, actually, he gave us some great wrestling in the match. And that's what we want. And I think that him winning this, he could certainly do that. He's got the talent and potential to do that. So I think it'd be interesting to have Adam Cole as the winner of the Dynamite Diamond Ring. But maybe there's another shout for someone else. Let's go into my pick for number 3. And that pick is someone that's got a little bit of history with the ring. And it is none other than Darby Allin. Darby Allin had a match at Full Gear with MJF where he got beat by the Diamond Ring. What if this is his way, not of using it in the future over the next year? What if this was his way of taking that power off MJF so that the next time they have a match or have a feud, which could come in the next few months, he can say to him, you don't have the Diamond Ring now. You cannot beat me with that now. I've taken your power away from you. I think there's something really interesting in that, especially with Darby and MJF, because it's a feud that I think it's got the potential to go on for years. It's one of them sort of rock stone cold feuds that you can keep going back to. And with both of these being pillars of that, I think it'd be a really interesting story to tell and a really interesting way to maybe MJF beats Darby without the diamond ring. And maybe that's an interesting story in Darby's sort of rise to that. You can still do all the stuff with MJF winning the title, Darby taking the title, whatever. I just think it would be a really interesting story to tell with Darby winning that ring and putting a stop to what cost him at Full Gear. At number 2, say it with me. Everyone's got an idea who it is in the head. I bet you don't guess this one. At number 2, it is Jade Cargill. Now, the reason for this is, first of all, why does it have to be a man who wins the diamond ring? Why not have it as a woman? I think that Jade's a fantastic looking superstar, and I think she can do some good work in the ring as well. But give her a gimmick like this, and it could take her over the top. She's currently in the TBS tournament, and it looks like, I assume she's going to beat Thunder Rosa, maybe? Maybe she'd go on to face Ruby Soho. That'd make a good final, I think. What if this was what gave her the advantage in that tournament? What if she was to win that diamond ring and then use that to beat both Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho, keeping them looking strong, whilst at the same time being able to put that belt on Jade Cargill and let's see her do some work? I think that would be a really interesting way to do it. And it was a name that only come to me like when I was looking through the roster, and I was like, actually, that could be really interesting. That'd be really different. And for those that are like stopping there saying, well, AEW don't do intergender. They have done intergender before. We've seen Kenny Omega tag team with Rio, and we saw intergender stuff happen there. Chris Statlander's been part of the Best Friends for ages and has got involved in matches, etc., etc. AEW are not afraid to do intergender. And someone like Jade Cargill, who is, I mean, with a physique like that, she's a modern day China. I don't think it would be unbelievable for her to win this battle royale if they was to take the risk and put her in it. And in terms of those of you that say, well, she couldn't get out bigger people like, let's say, Lance Archer and stuff like that, well, that's why it's a battle royale. Other people can get them out. And maybe she's left in the ring against Christian, and it's Christian that takes the loss against her. It happened with China against Jeff Jarrett. And I think it would be really interesting for the women's division to have this ring for a little bit and for AEW to sort of say, to give them more stories. And I think they're doing a great job of that. But here's another story. Why not play into it? And maybe it's the right time to do it, especially with the CBS tournament going on. Let me know what you think, guys, down below. Now, this is my pick. This is my favorite pick to win the Dynamite Diamond ring in 2021. We've seen MJF with it for the last 2 years. How about we have Wardlow be the one that wins the ring? Now, obviously, Wardlow has been the bodyguard of MJF. We've seen friction between them building up. What if he was to take the diamond ring at this point? And I'm not saying immediately go into MJF versus Wardlow. It doesn't need to be like that. The interesting thing about giving it to Wardlow is that MJF can still use the ring. What if he was to be begging Wardlow to borrow it so that he can beat CM Punk? What if Wardlow was there and having to give his ring, even though Wardlow doesn't have to use it? We've seen him in so many squash matches recently. He didn't need to use it, but it was MJF that was still being the cowardly heel that was getting him to give it to him. And at what point does Wardlow snap? I think that's an interesting story, and I think it'd be interesting to see where it goes. It doesn't take it off MJF. It sets them up for the future of when Wardlow snaps and says, enough is enough. I've had enough of you, MJF. And it's long-term storytelling, which AEW do very well, in my opinion. So, guys, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Like for more videos and share this out, man. Get it out there. If you want to see me do any more top fives, write it down below. And of course, we do a lot of live streams of AEW Dynamite. Try to do them every week. I know Dom is doing it this week. So come, if you want to see who wins the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale, come and watch it. I know Dom's covering it this week for sure. I'm going to try and be there and watch wrestling with friends, man, because that's the best way to watch wrestling. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, Hull yeah, baby.
Hello, welcome, and give me a hell yeah. Give me a whole yeah. Give me a whole yeah. From the Spanish god, Sammy Guevara. Cheers to everyone watching in Yorkshire and beyond. Hope you guys have a great day from the Spanish god. Shout out to Dom, shout out to Anthony. You guys are smart because you're fans of me. And anyways, have a great day.